Well, kids, it's been quite the while since we've been down this road, but
Don't say it.
sadly, we're taking a trip back to Transylvania.
Excuse me, it's ma'am.
Not so much for dudes who like to feel pretty,
Why?
but for someone affected that you wouldn't think.
What?
The world's richest man,
No!
Tesla and ex-owner, Elon Musk.
At its heart, wokeness is divisive, exclusionary, and hateful.
I'm Jazz Berganzo, and this
It is ma'am.
Go fuck yourself.
is What's Next. What's up, everyone? Jazz Berganzo, What's Next, your daily dose. Hope you guys are feeling good today on this Wednesday. Well, being that I am short of time, and of course I ended up waking up late for my day job, I'm only going to do one today. So I had my choice. Cackling Kamala raising $81 million in 24 hours, a record. Gee, I wonder who gave her all that money. Soros, anyone? Among others. But anywho, that's another story for another day. I chose this one because it's more impactful on what's going on. Many times I've done stories, I've done videos in regards to dudes who like to feel pretty, mocking them, laughing at them, making clowns of them, because it's so easy, from Libs of TikTok, to Steve Deace, to Ben Shapiro, to just regular Jays and Jones, Johns and Janes, posting videos on X and other platforms, just catching them and making fools out of them. Well, this is a story about someone who you wouldn't think in a million years. Any guesses? I'll wait. If you guessed Elon Musk, dude, you are Nostradamus. Because, yeah, he's been affected by this. The world's richest man, Tesla and ex-owner, was affected by this with his own children. We go to this. This comes out of Outkick. Elon Musk says he was tricked into putting son on puberty blockers, vowed to destroy the woke mind virus. In a fascinating new interview with Jordan Peterson in Daily Wire, Elon Musk opened up about his son, Xavier. The owner of X, founder of SpaceX, CEO of Tesla, said that he was tricked into signing papers that allowed doctors to administer puberty blocker drugs onto his son. Quote, there was a lot of confusion, and I was told, Xavier might end himself. Musk revealed about why he ultimately allowed the puberty blocking drugs. Peterson interrupted the point and said that was a lie told to Musk. Musk quickly agreed, saying, incredibly evil that people have been promoting this should go to prison. There's a lot of debate about a trans mental issue, particularly in America. Here at Outkick, we often focus on the impact of sports. That's important, but not as nearly as important as the impact these issues can have on young people. As with what happened with Musk and his son, parents and children often sold the idea that a gender transition will, quote, fix the problems that they are facing. Not that just let them grow out of it because it's a phase, which in reality, it is. However, new research is suggesting that the majority of young people who transition regret the decision after 5 years. Gee, I'm shocked. Plus, there's a massive increase in children who are diagnosed with gender dysphoria, raising questions about whether societal pressures contribute to gender confusion. No, there's no question. It's a fact. Musk noted that these puberty blockers the doctors gave his son are essentially, quote, sterilization drugs, something to which doctors did not make him aware, because that's what puberty blockers do. They sterilize you. They castrate you without chopping your balls off. It wasn't explained to me that puberty blockers are actually just sterilization drugs, he said. All right. So the reason it's called dead naming is because your son is dead. So my son Xavier is dead, killed by the woke mind virus. Elon Musk is referring to the practice of dead naming, which means to refer to trans mental person by their birth name after they have changed it to reflect their quote-unquote new identity. His son is not actually dead, but rather now his quote-unquote daughter, Vivian Jenna Wilson. Wilson has since cut off all contact with his father. Sad. It's truly sad. This is incredibly difficult to watch and listen, Musk, as he talks about this topic, which is clearly upsetting for him. But he continued on, discussing how the massive effect has changed his perspective and goals in his life. I vowed to destroy the woke mind virus after that. Musk said that was the genesis of the term, and we're making some progress.
It happened to one of my older boys, where I was essentially tricked into signing documents for one of my older boys, Xavier. This was before I had really any understanding of what was going on. And we had COVID going on, and so there was a lot of confusion. I was told, Xavier might commit suicide if he.
That was a lie right from the outset.
Incredibly evil, and I agree with you that the people that have been promoting this should go to prison. So I was tricked into doing this, it wasn't explained to me that puberty blockers are actually just sterilization drugs. And so I lost my son essentially. They call it dead naming for a reason.
Yeah.
All right. So the reason it's called dead naming is because your son is dead. So my son Xavier is dead, killed by the woke mind virus.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what that would be like.
Yeah.
You could tell it's hitting him hard for him to explain this.
Yeah, and there's lots of people in that situation.
And he had to come to this
It's
realization
not
about it.
pretty, and lots of demolished kids.
Yes.
Yeah, well, that's a good reason to be the final straw. All right, so let's.
So I vowed to destroy the woke mind virus after that. And we're making some progress.
Join the club.
Yeah.
This could help explain why he bought Twitter, now X, in the first place. He overpaid for the company based on market valuation, but he saw the intrinsic value of owning the social media giant. He had pushed free speech on the platform, something often lacking with other media platforms. This particularly is true when it comes to the trans mental issue. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok regularly ban what they call, quote, anti-trans rhetoric, deeming it hate speech. I just got flagged again for another video that I posted on TikTok on a third account because of this bullshit. But people need to know exactly what they're getting into, whether an adult is making a decision for him or herself, or whether parents are being pressed into making these life-altering decisions for their children. There's a common media narrative when becoming transmental, simply allowing people to quote to be who they really are. But the narrative rarely discusses the potential problems. Deadly problems. As Musk pointed out, these puberty blockers are taking healthy children and sterilizing them for life. Most people don't want to have their children when they are in their teenage years, but come to desire them later in life. In addition, there are myriad complications that can arise from taking drugs to stop a child from going through puberty. Science and common sense tell us that puberty is very natural, very necessary process for the human body. Good for Elon for standing up and letting people know what can come of these decisions. It's not just regular Joes and Janes that are affected by this. We've seen a myriad of stories, countless stories, hundreds, thousands of stories over the last 3 to 5 years, exposed by those like Matt Walsh, and of course, What is a Woman, and of course, Chaya Rychek of Lips of TikTok. So when you have the world's richest man who can move the chess pieces and influence countries, influence platforms, influence economies like Elon can, but Elon doesn't do that. Elon saw Twitter, and saw an opportunity to allow people to have free speech. Is it perfect? Absolutely not. But is it better than every other platform out there? You bet. Rumble is the one that comes closest, but Rumble is more of a comparable to YouTube. But if it can affect the world's richest man, and of course he had to come to the realization of this, because this was over a period of a number of years, for doctors to say his son is dead. When his son suffers from transmental issues, the woke mind virus, and it got him. And of course, he calls himself whatever he wants to call himself, but to Elon, he's always going to be Xavier. And they have no relationship. He cut off the relationship. The son cut off the relationship from the father. So even with all his money, all his power, all his will, this is something that he can't fix. Xavier has to come to that realization that he made a massive life-altering mistake, and for hopefully one day that he will come to that realization that, damn, I made a mistake. I need to turn the clock back. But if you had, quote unquote, surgeries done, sadly, good luck with that. And wow. And with that being said, I'm Jazz Borganzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share, subscribe to it, hit that notification bell so you guys never miss a thing. Continue spreading the word about the show. Appreciate you guys watching as always. And we'll see you next time. Peace.